I'm gonna give you 5 of the most explosive exercises that you can utilize for MMA, and we're gonna start right now. Okay, so the first exercise for explosive MMA movements. This is going to be something that we refer to as reflexive movements, okay? So if you know what the Sports Performance Bible is, click on the link down below. You can go over to garagestrength.com and you can check that out. We go deep into reflexive movements, okay? It's a very
new area of strength and conditioning.
But what that entails is something that involves reaction and also projecting forward, anything along those lines where you have to absorb force and react quickly. So here, we're gonna be utilizing a drop, okay? So a drop to projection forward. So we're here, drop, okay? And I wanna see that quick reaction and drive forward. So this is also a movement that sprinters can use, but if we're thinking about MMA, there's a lot of change of direction, there's a lot of force absorption, and you have to learn how to use that energy properly when you're in the octagon, when you're in the ring. Again, this can be used for wrestling as well. So we're here, drop, forward, okay? And so a lot of things that happen in the ring happen so quickly that your nervous system actually can't fire fast enough. So if we're actually thinking about, okay, I want to step and punch, we won't be able to execute that quick enough. We need to train our body specific skills so that it can actually do it, so your body can do it without your mind thinking through that. And that's where reflexive strength training comes into play. And that's that first key exercise with improving explosiveness with MMA fighters. Okay, so that second key exercise to improve explosiveness with MMA fighters, this is going to be a rotating jump lunge to the box. Okay, so again, we talked about reactiveness. There's a lot of different movements, and when we're thinking about strength and conditioning for fighters, we've got to look through their filter. We have to look through the fight filter. There's a lot of different things going on. It's an open skilled sport. Again, if you don't know what open skilled means, click on the link down below, check out Sports Performance Bible. But here, we're gonna be doing a jump lunge. So we're here, right, up, and I wanna rotate. Boom. Oh, and you can start to see how difficult that becomes. But what I wanna do, if I have a set of 3 on each side, my right leg will be outside. I'm gonna jump, land, and rotate, right? My left leg will be on the inside. That'll be the first set. The next set, I'll do here. Okay, I'm dying. Oh, holy cow. My legs are also sore from squatting yesterday, but as you work through it, you wanna make sure that you have a couple sets where the left leg's on the outside, a couple sets where your right leg's on the outside, and that's gonna improve your proprioception, your explosiveness, and overall, it's going to increase your performance inside the ring. Okay, next movement that we're gonna utilize, the third exercise, explosive movements for MMA fighters. This is gonna be something where you wanna accelerate all the way through, and I'm gonna, full disclaimer, I don't know how to throw a punch properly. I was a shot putter, so everything I'm gonna do is basically going to mimic throwing a shot, okay? So you can critique my punching capability in the comments, or you can go over to our subreddit and just rip me up and make really ridiculous memes about my punching capability. But we're using the POWERLASTIC band here, okay? Click on the link, go to POWERLASTIC.com, pick this up. So what we're gonna do is I wanna see a good rotation. Okay, so here, punch and try and hold. Punch and try and hold. And you wanna try to really decelerate with this left side. So it's quick. And you can get nice, good tension all the way back. You wanna do both sides. Okay, so let's do 5 sets of 5 each side and really try and feel this deceleration. And that's gonna actually make it feel a little bit more lively. It's gonna make it feel a little bit more like if you were grappling with somebody, that eccentric, that tension pulling in and resisting that is gonna light up your trunk. That's gonna lead to better dynamic trunk control, which in turn is gonna help your hip movement, your head movement when you're inside the octagon. Okay, so that fourth exercise to improve your explosiveness as an MMA fighter. This is a movement that we put together a plyometric series. And again, if we can think about strength and conditioning, there's gotta be absolute strength, there's gotta be reflexive work, there's gotta be plyometric work, okay? We talk about this all inside the Sports Performance Bible. But anyway, if we talk about a movement that we put together for a 2-time state champ, he wrestled at Penn State, he was a starting linebacker at Penn State, played for the Titans. This is called the Jan Jump Series, and this transfers really, really well to MMA because you're gonna be doing unilateral movements into bilateral movements. So I like to think about if you have somebody that's moving side to side, if you're a fighter, I'm envisioning someone like Lyoto Machida who's very, very awkward and their steps are always a little bit awkward for an opposing fighter. They're gonna go single leg, so the fighter that we're training is gonna go a single leg jump, a single leg jump, a single leg jump, a single leg jump, and then they're gonna transfer into bilateral jumps. So they're gonna do hurdle hop, hurdle hop, hurdle hop. So single legs over the mini hurdles, and then bilateral over the big hurdles, and that's gonna help train the fighter to learn how to react and be fast from that unilateral position and from that bilateral position, and in turn, it's gonna help them in their different positions that they might encounter inside the octagon. Okay, so this is one of my favorite exercises for increasing your upper body power output. So shot putters, fighters, boxers, anybody can use this, even if you're wrestling, to increase your pummeling capability. This is going to be a depth drop with your upper body. Now, you can get better at this and you can increase the height. You can start lower, you can just start at clap push-ups. But the whole goal here is force absorption and then force application rapidly, okay? And then over time, you can get really more advanced with it. So if I'm starting up here, right, my whole goal is that I don't want to have my chin hit the bench or hit the floor. Boom. And I don't even want my stomach hitting. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit 3. And so it's essentially taking a plyometric, and the big key factor is that force absorption here, and then using that energy, that stored elasticity back into that big explosive push-up to get back onto the boxes. This is one of the best ways to improve your knockout power. It's a really good way to increase your bench press. If you're a bench presser, it's a good way to increase your finish. If you're a shot putter, utilize this, you know, I'd say twice a week is plenty. Be aware that it could bang up your elbows. If you have some elbow pain, it might be stemming from here. So start lower, focus on catching, and then that big drive from the upper body. Okay, so if you're weak, you're slow, you react poorly inside the octagon, click on the link down below, head over to garagestrength.com, and you can pick up our strength training for MMA. This is a program that we put together to help increase your ability, your skills to execute co-contractions, to absorb force, and to apply it as rapidly as possible. Until next time, guys, peace.